Hello.
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 Did we say 12?
Yeah.
Oh. We've changed our mind a few times, haven't we?
Not really.
Oh. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. We're just hanging out. So I'm going to go. Wait, no, you go ahead. Where are you going?
I wasn't going anywhere. Where are you going?
I'm going to go get my drink.
Oh.
Oh, and the dogs don't have any water.
Thank you for joining us again, guys. What do we have to talk about this week?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We're just hanging out.
Well, hello. It's Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Thank you so much, Barbara. You're amazing.
Oh, my goodness. Well, one thing we could talk about is that Liz has terrified us into thinking we have tetanus.
Yeah, that's kind of. When's the last time we had our? I have no idea when I had.
I remember last time I was scared that I may have had tetanus. I went to the doctor and they told me I had had my shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I can't remember how long ago that was. And I can't remember how long ago they said I had my shot. So it's quite possible that I will end up with lockjaw.
That's not even funny. I had to, I think I had mine when Nick and I went to the Maldives, which was like 20 years ago. So
yeah,
I think
that was like 9 presidents ago.
Oh, God. That could be it.
Yeah, so that could be pretty
Yeah, so that's
terrifying.
something that we need to do. Definitely.
Yeah.
We've just taken Shay back up the mountain. Well, you did.
Yep.
We've had a nice time, haven't we?
Yeah. I won in Yahtzee like a couple times. And I even beat Zoe when she had 3 Yahtzees in a single game.
How did that happen? I thought I had it in the bag.
I did too.
I thought I'd pulled it back from the brink of crappiest score ever.
Yeah, you were sucking balls the first couple games there. No, but seriously, so where is everybody?
Barbara's here.
Well, I know Barbara's here. I mean, like, where are you, Barbara? What is the temperature like where you are at, Barbara?
Don't freak. That's scary.
What?
She's in Oregon. I'm not sure if you're in Oregon now, though, Barbara.
Why are you doxing people?
What's that mean?
I don't want to brag, but we have here in Portland. Yeah.
Kind of bragging.
Yeah, that's a bit of bragging. We kind of have some coolness. It's kind of coolness. But it's only cool because like we're dripping in sweat.
Yeah, I know.
Like if we weren't dripping in sweat, that breeze would be like nothing.
No.
70 degrees with no humidity here in Maine.
Oh.
Well, Uncle Buck, let me tell you something. No. That sounds nice.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited because like I know it's still hot, but I do feel like it's getting cooler. Like we weren't getting any cool breezes. We weren't getting
I must admit there is a bit of a cool breeze occasionally. And at nighttime especially I've noticed that there's like it's definitely getting chilly. Like I had to put a shirt on. I had my vest.
You guys are animals. Fred doesn't even know how Fred deals with it.
No, he doesn't. Look at him.
And he is an animal.
Look at him.
If I had balls, they wouldn't be sweating today. Be jealous.
We are jealous. Very jealous.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting used to, I don't want to say our plight. That's not the right word. But I am getting used to like the dirt, the sand, the 2-lane highway. You know,
does it
like,
feel more homely?
I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are just starting to feel
Just getting
really
used
normal.
to sweaty balls.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will tell you something. I want to know if anyone here has used Manscaped. Any of the Manscaped pH balance ball wipes or ball deodorant or anything like that. It sounds like a pretty decent product. And I've heard people who I believe get paid by them say that it's amazing.
Be right back.
I'm more of a Gold Bond spritz guy because I don't want swamp nuts. So that's a thing. But I don't know how R-rated we're making this show right now, talking about sweaty balls.
Quite a lot. If Nicola's kids are watching.
So Zoe had a talk with me the other day, and I was told that I'm not allowed to smoke in videos anymore because we are...
I'm not a horrible person, everyone.
You shouldn't have to tell people that. They should just know. If you have to tell people that, that means you are.
No, but that's because you imply that I am.
I don't imply nothing.
You get away with everything around here. You're the most stubborn man. He just does what he's going to do. I might complain about it, but he does it anyway.
Good evening. Hey, Pendra.
Hi, Pendra.
I think last time when we were talking about things that people wanted to see us do, I think Pendra said something about eco bricks, and I forgot to bring it up. Building stuff out of eco bricks.
Oh.
We have been making tons of eco bricks.
All different sizes, so
that's why she's getting upset, because we keep coming back with different bottles. And
well, I'm sure we can do. Eventually, we'll be able to, because
it's like, it's hard shoving all that stuff down in a bottle, and when you're sitting there going, none of these bottles are the same size. What are we possibly going to make out of these?
Because I'm thinking like a little stool or a little coffee table or something.
She wants to show you some blocks.
What do I do with these?
You make stuff with them.
They're all different size. That's actually different height.
It's okay.
What am I going to make with it if I put them together? Any suggestions, anyone?
I think it's fine. You're stacking Adobe and stuff in it. You know, just fill the gaps.
It would be easier if everything was the same height, though. Do you get my point?
Well, yeah, it would be a lot easier. You know, it'd be easier like bricks.
Good point. Good point. But this is saving the environment. So, little brick by brick.
Build a cabin out of them so I can stay in it when I come and visit.
Might take a while, Pendra, but we're on it.
Yeah, we're on it.
But yes, they are. These are all in process. Like there's still, if you can see that. Yeah. There's still like a bit of give.
I can't believe how much I could fit in there. Seriously, like
there's so much packed in there.
We have more than these too. These
there's about 6 of them in there.
Yeah.
And it's literally every single bit of plastic or the top of yogurt pots and
Capri Suns.
Capri Suns go in there. All that kind of, all the packets.
Chip bags,
yeah.
Basically every food that you shouldn't be eating, the things that come with that, we could fit in a bottle.
Yeah. No, but even like, you know, the plastic bags that you get apples and potatoes and stuff like that, they all go in. Even like the plastic wrap around meat.
Here's a question I have for anybody. When I buy meat at the store, like almost all the time, it comes in that stupid styrofoam, like plate thing with the maxi pad on it to soak up the blood. I don't know what it's called.
They're disgusting. They've got like gel in or something to like.
But like those are the one item that I seriously just do not know what to do with. And I know that if I just buy meat from the butcher, even at the grocery store, like they just wrap it.
Yeah, they wrap it in the paper, don't they?
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah.
You just answered your own question.
I know, but is there anything that we can do with the styrofoam? Because then if we do that, I'm going to have to like be very choosy as to where, because I'm not trying to be a jerk for anybody here, but Stater Brothers meat is awful. Vaughn's meat is actually pretty good. Maybe
more
Zoe
pricey.
could do something artsy with it. Yeah. Like,
what, with the
like that E. coli painting you've been making.
Ignore him. Maybe I could. I think we need to. What?
Is that what Shrinky Dinks are made out of? Styrofoam?
What are Shrinky Dinks?
You guys didn't have Shrinky Dinks? It was seriously the stupidest thing.
Does Shrinky Dink sound like British to you? Shrinky Dink.
Kinda. Dink. That sounds like a British word.
No, it doesn't. That's an American. A dink. Like a dinkle. Oh, a dinkle's more British.
True story. From the time I could talk until I was about 8.
Creepy alert.
I called my penis a dink. It was my dinky. So,
I'm glad he's grown out of that one.
I would come out of the shower, and my mom would say, "Did you wash your dinky?" And I'd go,
"Dang it! I had to go back in again."
Because I was just too busy playing with all my awesome toys. We were poor kids. We made Shrinky Dinks out of meat pack styrofoam. Okay, so basically Shrinky Dinks, like you would get like a book or something, or like sheets, and they would be like Charlie Brown, like this big, and Snoopy. And then you put them in the oven, and you shrink. And then you have little thin paper Charlie Brown and Snoopy. It was like the commercials were so exciting because it would like do like a fast forward like so through the oven. Shrinking. Yeah, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That shrinks. And then you get them and you're like,
you're still waiting 5 hours later.
Well, not only that, but it was just like, it like wasn't as fun. Barbara, do you remember Color Forms? Like that was more my style. It was like, it would, sometimes they were books, but most of the time it was like a little thin box and it would be like a background of something. And then you would have like peel off characters. So if we're still doing Peanuts and stuff, Charlie Brown, you could like peel them and put them on there and make like some sort of scene, but you could pull them off and put them back on.
We used to have those. Yeah, that was really cool. That was
awesome. I loved those.
Yeah, I can remember dinosaur ones and stuff we had.
My mom always said, it's yours and you could wash it as fast as you want. Maybe that's off topic, but you were talking about your dink and you know.
Wow. Very wise.
Yeah. Oh, right now you do? Or you had? Because I had some too. Yeah, He-Man, if... Oh my gosh.
You had He-Man ones. That's really cool.
You touched a nerve.
Oh, don't start on about the He-Man.
Like...
He's going to go off on one.
I'm a little upset, guys. If anyone didn't know, Kevin Smith is going to either do something very nice with He-Man on Netflix or will completely ruin the franchise for all time. And I'm not sure which one I believe yet. Leaning towards ruining. But it is what it is, right?
What's he going to be doing it? Basing it on?
He's going to...
Rumor. Or is it...
Well, it's not rumor. It came out, like, in their press release. But it's basically... There's a new Masters of the Universe animated series done by Netflix and the people who did the Castlevania animated series. And
Castlevania is really cool. Though.
Yeah, and Kevin Smith wants to tie up all the loose ends from the original cartoon, which is cool. I enjoy that. But the story is He-Man and Skeletor have a final battle, and something happens, and the power sword's lost, and it's up to Teela to find it. So the show's main character, I guess, is Teela.
You don't even know if He-Man's going to be in it, because
Yeah.
there's no sword.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful.
So
who knows?
Yeah, but there's a He-Man live-action movie coming out soon.
I like the original one.
Yeah. You're a sucker for 80s cheese. So...
Huge.
I
enjoyed that.
So that's a thing. But yeah.
That depressed me the other night really bad.
He-Man's like... He-Man and Muscle Men. Those are like the last grasp I have on
if they change
nostalgia.
Muscle Men, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to just throw in the towel.
I mean, they kind of already have, but not really, so...
No, but you found some awesome wrestling ones the other day.
Yeah, and He-Man ones, too.
Oh, yeah, He-Man,
yeah.
Muscle Man.
So, look out.
Going back to toys, did you ever have they were like stained glass window things, and you'd have like an owl or a snail or all different things like that, and you had like the little crystals, like little bits of plastic, and you'd put the different colours in the different windows and then bake it in the oven, and then you could hang it on your window and it was see-through like a stained glass window.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered that. We used to make a ton of those. They were awesome.
Speaking of owls, there was a really big owl smashed on the highway on the side of the road.
Oh, no. God, I didn't see that.
But we heard it last night, remember?
Was it just nearby?
Yeah, it was right there, right up there. But it was big. I thought it was a turkey. But then when I got closer, its feathers didn't look like turkey feathers.
You sure it was an owl?
Pretty sure. It looked very
It was
owlish.
like a... What did it sound like? Oh my God, what was that, Fred? It did sound like that.
Yeah.
Kind of. In the middle of the night, in the pitch black. So we guessed it was an owl. You think?
Yeah. Barbara says, I try to get my kids the cool stuff I had. Yes, girl, and you bake them and find them all over the house. Almost as bad to step on as Legos once they're broken.
Oh, God, yeah.
Ooh. No,
they were amazing. We had them all over the place.
We had them in my grandma's house, I remember.
But one thing that annoyed me, this is really random and stupid, is when the tin foil that we used to use had like, you know, like a pattern, like a crisscrossy hatch pattern on it. And when you baked it, if you baked it on the wrong, well, whatever side, when you hung it up, you could still see the crisscross through. And for some reason, that really bothered me.
Was that like if you like screwed it up when you were cooking it?
No, it was just it took the imprint of the tin foil off the back, so it wasn't like super smooth. It was had like the etching in it, and it bugged me. Being an OCD child, wasn't even that OCD. If you looked at this house, you'd know I wasn't that OCD, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And just so if anyone's wondering, yeah. No, I have my issues too. For some reason, when I drink out of my big Bubba cup, when I like go like this, it all just starts going down my beard. So if it looks like I'm drooling and I'm drying my beard off, I'm not like mental or anything like that. I'm just
or have a numb lip.
Yeah.
Yes, for anybody who didn't, we posted our weekly heat yesterday.
Yeah, but it didn't go up until like probably like 2 in the morning.
So you probably haven't seen any of this. So we'll talk about it. We've had a rough week. We're not going to go on about it because it's depressing. But we've had a rough week, haven't we?
Well, why don't you say why?
Well, I want people to know so they don't think that...
Why are you trying to Hitchcock everybody with all this suspense?
Oh, God, we've both been sick. Matt's lockjaw's been playing.
I don't have lockjaw.
He's got TMJ. Look at the state of me. This is why I keep looking at myself, and I want people to understand that this isn't usually what you get. We've lost it. Matt's jaw's been killing. I don't know what started it. I think it was probably talking about the things we hate. And he got really annoyed.
Don't do it.
But it's not just that. It's like, I don't know what it is. Because he was doing a lot of like gardening and stuff. And I think you grit your teeth, don't you?
I clench my jaw when I do almost anything.
And when he talks to Freddie, he's like,
yeah, I'm like, I can't, I don't want to do it. But, I need my glasses on because I can't see what anyone's saying. Hope your tummy is better.
It is a lot better, thank you. I had to go to ER yesterday. Powder your dink, Matt. Lovely to see you as always.
I'm like, powder my drink. I don't get it. Bye, Barbara.
Bye, Barbara. Thank you. Yeah, you've had bad jaw issues. I ended up in the ER because, it's embarrassing to talk about, but I'm good because we're all friends.
Sorry.
Poor Giz, you nearly gave him a heart attack. Matt's hitting flies. He's going.
Sorry.
Poor little old dog. Basically, I got IBS years and years and years ago with stress and anxiety and stuff. And so I get bad belly a lot, especially when I'm stressed. I haven't had it really bad. I've had it on and off always, but it's never like an issue.
Yeah.
But lately, it's got really bad. And I won't go into detail about it, but if you can imagine conditions that are associated with having bad belly a lot.
It's all up the walls,
in the
up
nether
on
region.
The ceiling.
No, not that. Physical problems that you may encounter in the nether regions with a lot of action going on down there.
What kind of action?
Not that kind of action.
Oh, okay.
But I ended up in so much pain. I couldn't sit down, couldn't stand up, couldn't lie down, hadn't slept for 3 days. So I was just at the end of my tether. I was crying all the time. It was ridiculous, wasn't it? So we went to the ER yesterday.
She didn't sleep for like 3 days. It was awful.
I know, I'm so sorry going on about it, but it was just ridiculous. So I ended up going to the ER and I've got Norco, which is making everything a million times better.
You're so funny. You're like a spokesperson. Norco's not paying us, I promise.
It really isn't, but it's saved my life because the past few days, well, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But it got really, really bad the past week. So, yeah, it's been difficult doing anything, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like we just haven't, it's been awful. So, anybody who's ordered things from me, they're almost there. I will post them tomorrow, guaranteed.
Wow, you're going to guarantee?
I am guaranteeing it because they're almost done, ready to go. I've got to package them up and get them ready to go, and they will be shipped tomorrow. So I do apologise. It's never like this. I usually get them off in time, but this week's been crap.
Well, I've never had a problem with you getting me off on time.
You can't say that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
I apologize to everyone. I apologize to everyone who's watching this.
If Nicola's kids are watching this, they're going to be like, what does that mean?
No, they're going to be laughing.
No, they are not.
Okay.
10.
All right. So,
sorry, guys.
To go on with what my gorgeous wife just said, all of my orders will also go out tomorrow.
Yes. Oh.
Kendra is awesome.
She is awesome, but she's also letting you get away with murder.
Well, the flies need to die.
There's another one there.
Where?
This is what, you can't have a normal conversation because he's just whopping.
Because somebody leaves the door open all the time.
Oh, look, it's open now.
Continue. No, continue.
I'll do it.
Bye, guys. You almost fell down.
Yeah, so anyway, we just wanted to apologise for that. But last week, we have done some good things.
Yeah.
what's the best thing that happened? Oh, we got shade cloth and all that kind of thing. And Bill, I'll talk about that in a bit if Bill shows up, because he's amazing. He's given us some absolutely incredible ideas.
Yep.
What are you doing? He's just gone. He's given us some incredible ideas for like how to build shade cloth screens. A couple of videos with like PVC pipe and metal pipe and things like that. So we've got cheap ideas of things that we can definitely use. So hopefully we can do that, can't we?
Yeah, I'm 100% full of cheap ideas.
Yeah, cheap ideas are the go.
Yeah, we have to.
We also desperately need to clean the pool because it's still hot. I want to be able to use it right through when September, October.
This week, not using the pool.
Oh, it sucks so bad.
Like really bad. So
it sucked. It's horrible because we got the generator. That's the really good bit. But it shorted out, or it just cut out after about what, an hour?
I don't know. I wasn't here when it cut.
Maybe 3/4 of an hour, something like that, and it just stopped. But we had switched the fridge over to it,
and the AC,
and we had the AC on, so the AC was going. But I know we sound really dumb here, but we're not sure. Like in this is embarrassing. In the like instruction manual for the RV, it says that you have to remove the cover for the AC before you use it. We haven't got a ladder, so we don't actually know if the cover's still on or not. We had the air conditioning on for like it was on for like 3/4 of an hour, and it was cold air coming through, but I don't know whether.
Do you know what the cover looks like? Because when I look up at the AC unit, it has vents and crap on it. So I don't know what the cover would be.
I don't either.
There's no diagrams or anything?
Petra was like, I also am an idiot because I realised that I totally wrote by Barbara, like B-U-Y, Barbara. Sorry for my bad language skills. You're in great company here. As somebody who had to edit my husband's writing.
How dare you?
He's like, I don't edit, I just go. And I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? But actually you do it a lot slower now, don't you? You kind of go through it more.
Yeah, it used to be like...
Can you hear him? I hope everyone can hear him.
Oh, sorry. It used to be like caffeine-filled, fueled. And now it's like much slower.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were just like, and it was just coming out.
Yeah.
And now you sort of think about it more as you're going.
No, I can't do that anymore.
You're getting old.
No. It's the pills.
It's the pills. That's what it is. The
Viagra
government
makes you just...
Will you stop? Honestly. You're such a bad man saying bad stuff when I'm on my own here.
You're not on your own.
I am.
We're in this together.
Yes, so hopefully we haven't got the cover on, and hopefully, like, we switched over. The fridge is usually propane.
But we ran out of propane. When I was bringing the generator
Yeah, we were
here.
almost out of propane, so you switched over, didn't you, to get it going? So maybe it was just overloaded. I don't know. I know, I don't know how we did it. She says we're such legends being out here in the desert without... It's literally been like in the hundreds, hasn't it? The whole time. The high 90s to...
They say it's the hottest summer on record.
Yeah, but of course it is when we choose to move to the desert.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we've nearly died. I had to sit in the bath, which isn't a bath, it's like that wide. So I have to sit like that in it and spray myself with water, but we didn't even have water at first. So we had just like how many? 12 gallons or something a day?
12 gallons a day.
12 gallons.
That's nuts. I can't believe we did that.
We had like 12 gallons a day to like eke over the time. Yeah, I know. She said she would be dead by now. And to be honest, like, I don't know how I did it. Because I'm northern. I'm from north of the wall. He hates it when I say that. But if you can imagine Winterfell and the people in Winterfell surviving in the desert, that's how it is. For all those Game of Thrones fans out there.
For all them nerds.
All those nerds.
What?
What did you think about Game of Thrones at the end? Wait for this.
The end of Game of Thrones? I thought it was kind of slapdashed and awful. The end wasn't as bad as things leading up to the end.
Yeah.
I just thought the whole season was...
It was weird.
Very poorly
There's a lot of weird choices, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we managed to do... We got it on, but we haven't tried it again since, because we haven't... What do you think? About the generator?
It's really loud, and it freaks me out, and I keep thinking we're going to run out of gas. So, like, I'm stressed
the whole time that it's on, which is funny.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
Well, it is loud, but I thought it was going to be worse, but because the air conditioning is loud itself, it's like, it's just a general loud.
Dude, the air conditioning is not even nearly as loud as the generator.
Do you not think?
No, the generator sounds like, yeah, it's loud.
It is kind of loud.
It's more than kind of loud.
But I'm just glad that we have it, because now that we have a kind of backup for stuff.
Yeah.
Because when the electricity went out all over the place a couple of weeks back, there was like a big storm, and a lot of people down further in the valley had no power, did they?
Yeah.
And obviously, just hit my knee on the table. Obviously, a lot of people struggled, and they were going out and getting gas for the generators and stuff, weren't they, to power things up? But like, obviously we have solar, but it doesn't cover everything. And when we start doing stuff where we're going to need power tools and things,
I don't know if I want power tools.
Oh God!
What?
I think we're going to need for big buildings. I think we're going to need
what big buildings are we making?
Like the kitchen.
It's not a big building.
Oh my God. It's going to need more than nails.
But then we'll screw it. We could just
Everybody
knock that stuff together.
Matt's idea of...
I don't know.
I can't think of even what
You can't even think. Okay, basically, I don't know. Are you going to build something out there, or are you staying in the trailer? No. This trailer is basically... going to be the guest house.
Yeah. Which honestly is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because my parents, I only see them once a year. They come over from England, usually April time, because they can't stand the heat. Like, and they don't like coming in like peak holiday times when everything's really, really hot and there's tons of people. So they usually come over at like the beginning of April. And up in Big Bear, it was a bit touch and go whether we actually got snow after they went.
Yeah.
Can you remember we had like a foot of snow or something ridiculous one night after they'd gone. But down here, obviously we don't know what the temperatures are going to be like and stuff, but I'm thinking it's going to be quite pleasant really. It'll be warm through the day and like cooler at night, so you're not going to have trouble sleeping and stuff. But usually they came to Big Bear and we had a spare bedroom and it was fine, wasn't it? We just bumped. They come for like 3 weeks because I only see them once, like I say. So here it's going to be a bit of a problem. So we're aiming to have some kind of smaller buildings so that we can have somewhere to go and sleep at night time and they can just stay in here. And obviously we can all come in and do whatever we need to do. You know what I mean? If we need to still cook in here or we need to use the fridge and things like that.
We like being outside so much that if we could
I've never spent this much time outside and it's heaven, isn't it?
Yeah, if we could get outside...
At night, not through the day.
If we could get outside What's the word I'm looking for?
Kitchen.
No, I know what a kitchen is. If we could get the outside courtyard area in a daily livable way, all of the other structures we're going to be building we're not going to build like one big house. We're going to be building like lots of little things. So like we'll have like a studio, a bedroom, Shaylee's house room.
I think Shaylee's planning on being in here, but we're going to have to do something for her.
She's nuts.
She's nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, the house in Big Bear was very cozy, Pendra.
Yeah, it was lovely.
The biggest problem with that house was there were a lot of things wrong with it. And we were renting.
Yeah, we were renting, so you were limited with what you could do with it.
Yeah.
For one thing.
And they didn't want to fix things that needed fixing. They wanted to kind of just put a Band-Aid on them. Yeah. And so they would come and fix something, and then like a month later
it would break again.
Yeah, and they would need to come back, and they wouldn't come back right away.
It was just frustrating, but it wasn't just that, it was kind of just getting on the tatty side, you know, when a house is starting to like need like a lot of work, but because I don't know,
well, like one
the
of the
outside,
biggest
all the paint was flaking off, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the windows,
the wood was rotting. The windows were not insulated at all, so
you could feel like the wind coming through in the wintertime and stuff, couldn't you?
And the fireplace was like useless.
Yeah, it was really rubbish. It didn't heat. It was supposed to be one of these fireplaces where it's like a wooden stove and it has big vents on the side. And when we first moved in, it had like a kind of electrical switch to the side that you could switch on, and the fans would blow the heat through the house, kind of thing, or through the living room. That didn't work when we even got there. It was all disconnected, wasn't it?
Yeah, but also the fireplace and the heater were right in front of the door.
Yeah, it's like the set out of it was really weird. Like the fireplace was as you were walking in the door, so all the heat just blew out the minute that you opened the door.
Yeah. And
the other side of the room from the door was absolutely freezing because that's where the fire was.
Yeah.
And also that's where they had this like a mud room, which was all glass. And that was just like a heat sucker, wasn't it? It just like, it was so cold. It was either red hot in the summertime or freezing cold.
But there was no insulation in that. And then the doors going out to it, there wasn't even a... what do you call them? How come I can't think of what they're called? The little things on the bottom of the door.
Like a draft excluder.
Yeah, like it was just like...
I had to make the sock snake thing to put over under. That's now being a filter in.
They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, so the house was cool and I liked it, and we had a good time living there, I think. But
we did. I have really fond memories of it. It was lovely, and it was so nice because I always worry about my parents and I worry about them being able to be cozy. And the first place we were in North Hollywood, and there was just it was just an apartment in an apartment block, and there was 2 bedrooms, and my parents chose to stay in like the
nearby hotel.
Yeah, hotel, which is just down the road. But it was awful because they had to we had to say goodbye to them every night and stuff. It was just weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, they had a pool.
Yeah, they had a pool. There was an upside to it. But I would like to get it to the point where we all have. He's being weird again. Why are you being creepy?
Nothing. Continue.
Stop!
I'm not doing anything.
She freaks me out. Mina's getting him. She doesn't like it when he's too affectionate.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to touch my wife.
Do it.
No, she's all into licking my feet now.
Do it.
Yeah, she's not liking it.
She's not an aggressive dog. Like, she licks you, doesn't she, when she gets there? But she thinks it's her job to bark whenever he goes anywhere.
And what do you think I have? What was the new disease I have that you found? Mesothelioma?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called now.
That's not it, though, huh?
No. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
It's like, it's the sensitivity to certain noises that can make you really, anxious or annoyed or irritated. One of my friends back home has to wear like the soundproof earphones, and he was sitting on the train the other day and there was a guy sitting next to him just crunching through a bag of chips, and he was like on the train, like he was taking photos of himself like losing it, and he went, he's opened another bag, and it was like really funny because that's exactly what he's like. If you put the vacuum on, he has to go somewhere else. You can't stand it, can you?
Mm-hmm.
It goes like right, and Nina barking, like it's annoying to me, but just because she's annoying when she barks. But to you, oh, she's just standing back in her tail.
It's funny because we were watching Glow on Netflix, and for some reason, whenever music comes on that damn show,
it's super loud, isn't it?
It's really loud, and I'm
really
like, I turn into like creepy old guy, and I'm like, it's too loud, and I just
music's too loud. Turn it down.
Them whippersnappers and their love rock and roll. It's just, yeah, it's bad. But there is a lot of work ahead of us, but I really don't think it's going to be that difficult.
This is the person. Oh, hi.
And I know
this is the person who said it was going to take 2 weeks.
Once we got the bags.
It would take 2 weeks to build a house.
Yeah, done.
He still thinks it.
It's going to go up so quick. If we have everything we need, we'll be up like that. But you know what I was thinking? I haven't even told you this yet. If we put the posts up for the gate, we could pull back the fence. And where we're going to do the storage, we could actually pull all that back, and we could get like another 10 feet. And we would actually be up a little higher than the water tank.
Where are we getting the extra fence from?
No, from here. Because we're going to be putting the gate in, so we could move the fence back.
Oh.
Because we're going to have all that extra room where the gate was.
Oh,
for the
have
fence.
A little bit extra room where the shed's going, you mean?
Like we can move it back a little bit so it's actually up higher than the tank.
Ooh, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, thought of that. So that might be a thing to do.
Okay, the idea is we first got interested because I worked at this resort, like a little, resort of cabins up in Big Bear.
Sorry.
Good girl.
No, don't say good girl. Unbelievable.
It makes me laugh because I've said this before, but I'm going to say it because I think Pendra will appreciate it.
No.
But Matt doesn't he wears shorts a lot and he doesn't put his belt on. Right? And quite often he'll be coming up the stairs and his shorts will fall off. She barks every time. It absolutely cracks me up.
Mina hates when I take my pants off. There could be a few different reasons why that is, but she absolutely hates it. And
it's so funny. She just goes nuts.
There's times when
I don't know if it's like the shambling because you're always like, God damn it.
Well, because I'm walking up the steps. I'm usually carrying something. I'm about to fall down the stairs. The wind's blowing the door on me, and then my pants fall down.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get up these steps, and it's like I'm gonna fall, and I'm naked. So falling with my butt up in the air.
She is.
It's so annoying. But yeah, and then if I'm going to take a shower, I'll get up, go to take a shower.
Drops his pants.
It's and it scares the crap out of me because I'm vulnerable because I don't got my pants on. And Zoe laughs and says, "Good girl," and all this other stuff. So it's just
it's very amusing, though. You have to say.
Do I? I
don't
know if I have to.
When she first did it, she thought I nearly died, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was.
Really... And then you said, "Do it again. See if she'll do it again." Come on, drop your pants. See if she'll bark.
Again. See if she'll do it. This is how we spend our time.
And then when she barks, if Fred's asleep, she'll wake Fred up. And then Fred starts barking and running around thinking someone's breaking in the house or something. So I'm standing there naked with chaos. and dogs barking and Zoe laughing.
This is how we spend our days. It's hilarious. So basically, we were talking about the build. We first got interested. I was working in like a resort with cabins, and my boss was telling me one day about this woman who he knows, who bought land, and she wanted to do an Airbnb or some kind of thing, like some kind of resort. And he was telling me about earth bags, and how, and basically because it's so cheap, you're building it yourself. It's like a canvas bag that they use basically for dams and things. In the army, they use them a lot, for like floods. And
they're bulletproof.
They're bulletproof. We watched a video. There was a guy who was like, bulletproof. We were like, well, that's handy. But there's a big institute called Cal Earth that is like, it's very close to us, isn't it? But they've had all sorts of legal issues and things, haven't they, with their planning and all that kind of stuff. But they're the ones who started doing courses and things where you can learn to make these earth bag homes, which basically they're canvas bags. You fill them with your dirt and water, and whatever the clay and the composition of the soil that you've got, packs it. You tamp it down, and you basically have, when it dries, you have a rock solid foundation, for brickwork, whatever, that you have to cover them with adobe. Yeah? That's not the best
Well, you
way
don't cover them with adobe, but like the thing here is that you don't need.
Yes, that's the same stuff.
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
But it's a new kind of eco way of building.
Well, the other thing is that
soil
bags for floods and stuff like that are built to deteriorate after time.
Yeah.
These are built to last longer, but if they are in the sun, they will deteriorate.
They do degrade, don't they? So the idea is you have to cover them eventually, or you can cover them while you're building with the tarp and stuff, so they don't get damaged by. I think out here they probably wouldn't last very long.
I think you have 2-3 months tops.
Yeah.
To not have it.
So basically, you build your structure with these bags, tamp it down, and put barbed wire in between each layer. So it like forms like a Velcro thing to stop the layers slipping around. And then you can choose whatever roof. The idea is to do it in a dome shape. That's how people in, Africa and there's all sorts.
Well, the reason why they were created like that is because they're the most structurally sound thing to live in, especially in California with all the earthquakes.
In a dome shape. In that way, you don't need any roofing materials or anything. You can build the entire
And that was
place.
Originally what we wanted to do. And I think we'll still do some like that.
I'd like my studio to be like that. Because,
yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the plan is we need to build that. It's going to be a super cheap way of us being able to build the structures that we need. But we can't do it all domes because we're aiming on using a lot of metal sheeting, so that we can collect water. And you have to have a certain surface area of that to make it useful.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Because it would be great if we didn't have to get water. Like if we could actually harvest the full amount of water that we would need for a year.
Yeah.
Like just on our property from one big storm, that would be amazing.
That's what we're aiming to do, so we don't have to keep filling the tank.
Real quick, we'll come back to that. But to answer Pendra's question, no. The whole thing is that you technically don't even need the bags if you have a lot of clay in your soil. And here we actually do have enough clay if you dig down far enough. But there's so much sand here that the bag helps keep the shape as it's drying. So when it dries, it becomes like a hard rock kind of thing.
It becomes like a structure.
And when we say like it's bulletproof and stuff, the reason why is because the walls are going to be like 2.5 feet thick.
The bags
solid.
the bags are either kind of like, what is it like? 2 foot by a foot, something like that. Not even that. Maybe 1.5 feet.
I think it's 24 by 16.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. I don't know.
That's 2
Something
foot
like
by
that.
1.5 feet, something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Or you can get like a single tube.
Which is what we're going to do.
Which is what we're going to do. And then you can just cut it to whatever size you want.
Because the longer the tubes and the less breaks you have in it, the more structurally sound the structure will be. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And
so
then,
basically we need to do a combination of square buildings. We need a shed first. That's what we're going to do as soon as we get it. We need a shed so that we can get rid of our storage up in Big Bear and the tent, and we can just transfer everything in there. We can have a safe, lockable, and with a tin roof so that we can gather water from it when it rains. And then we need several smaller structures. We want it like a kind of like a clock shape.
the original idea was a clock, but
I also want a big open kitchen in the middle, which is like the living space, so that we're going to have, because we love it being outside.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to cook outside, but to be sheltered if it's raining, you know, to give us a bit of protection from the wind, because you go through wood like nobody's business, and it's difficult, isn't it, when there's like full gales, like the heat isn't directed to the pan itself, it kind of blows away.
That's the craziest thing, like when your flame is so close to your food, let's say, but the wind is blowing so hard that it doesn't heat, like you're like inches from the fire and it will not heat the food. And I remember,
hi Mark.
Hey Mark, you're not late, you're just in time for this bit. But yeah,
what you saying?
I was just talking about how there was, God, it was pretty soon after we got here, I was cooking outside and the winds really picked up a bunch. And there was like a week where it was just so windy, like all day, every day, that
it's good for one thing because you're getting a constant breeze and it just takes that like oppressiveness out of the atmosphere, doesn't it? It just gives you that bit of relief. But cooking wise,
I was trying to like fry potatoes out there.
It took like
2 hours.
Yeah. I'm like, was just blowing directly away from the.
I had no idea what was going on. Britt is here. Britt.
Why aren't you doing it?
Britt is here.
Stupid. I'm going.
Sorry, I'm like, what am I supposed to do right now? No, but yeah, here. So that's that.
Where's
and then
Bill?
Bill doesn't get notifications for live streams.
Bill needs
He's supposed to, but he doesn't. That's the big problem.
Bill said he was looking forward to talking to us.
Well,
are we doing it at a different time than we did last week?
No.
Did we do it at 2 last week?
No, we ended at 2 last week. Listen to us talk. Bickering like a couple I don't know.
Bickering.
Like school kids, like school boys. No, but the other question Pendra had is what do we cover the stuff with? And what you would be covering that with. What
we're talking about, guys, is because Mark and Britt just turned up, we're just talking about our earth bag structures that we're planning on doing around the thing.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Over to you.
Over to you. Okay. There's 8 people watching and we only have 1 like. What the HE double hockey sticks?
What the what?
Bill's here.
Bill!
We were just talking about you.
Yeah, we're going to talk more because I need to ask him some questions.
Now, oh yeah, so the earth bag coverings, like you can do a concrete mixture, you could do a stucco mixture, you could do like a lime mixture.
What is the mixture though? It's usually sand, like the sand that you have, or the earth that you have, and often people add lime to that, or they add like some cement to it, or they what else? What's the other one? What? Oh, straw.
Straw. If you want like a cob look to it,
and that just gives you a bit more structure to the outside. Likes, guys. Oh, thank you.
And then the other thing we're going to be doing is earthen floors or
Yay.
soil cement
You guys
kind
are
of
the
stuff.
best.
And
Yeah, he actually got a book which is just about like earthen floors. Because we watch My Little Homestead quite a lot. And when they originally did it there
last week
she did
Nina jump.
she did. She's a bit nervy. Basically they kind of tilled. They made all the whole family is like there's quite a lot. There's like 5 kids.
Yeah, there is Bill. Yeah.
And basically they have built a structure for each of the kids, so that this is what we wanted to do for Shaylee, kind of thing. Where there's the main house where the parents live, and then the kids all have their own like earthbag home, which is basically like a bedroom but with a living space and stuff. So they all have their own privacy. We wanted to do that for Shay as well as us.
Yeah.
But the floors that they did are stunning, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some
of them they try, because they do try
different things,
methods, which is really cool.
Like that construction paper one was kind of awful just to look at.
It was a cool idea because
it's like a Mod Podge floor.
Yeah, technically you could do like old comics or old pages out of books or something and like put a varnish over the top.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it didn't last as long as they wanted it to, did it?
No, it was like peeling up on a lot of places. And then they did like a brown paper bag floor. Yeah. And that came out looking weird.
Really nice, but it like after a while
didn't age well.
No. But basically what they do is just use the soil that they have in the structure. They till it all up so it's all loose. And then they add cement to it, mix it all in, spray it all down with water, and then tamp it. And then they keep spraying the water and tamping it down until it ends up as this beautiful, like, smooth earthen floor. And we've got a whole book, because he really wants to do that, don't you?
Yeah, I really do.
Just experiment. It's exciting
funny.
To have that, the ideas. We can do whatever we want with them.
One of the things that I threw out there to try to get her on board with when we first decided we were going to come out here was to have like one little tiny hut that was like the entrance, and then have like miles of underground tunnels with rooms and stuff in them.
I mean, ideally.
She's like, no, we're not the mole
people.
No,
I said no, we're not mole people. We're not going to do that. But actually, I mean, I always wanted, I don't know if you've seen, I'm sure you have them, the houses that are like half in the mountain and half like the front's all exposed.
Like a hobbit hole.
Like a hobbit hole.
Yeah.
But there's beautiful ones where the front's all glass, so you still get the light and everything in, but it's super cool and stuff at the back. And I always loved that. The idea of being underground, I love it. But not in a tunnel system where you never see the light of day.
It'd be like Day of the Dead.
Yeah, it would be like Day of the Dead. With fluorescent lights flickering and me going mad in the corner.
Why would we have fluorescent lights?
We're not going to bother with lights.
We're not going to bother with lights. We will evolve and our eyes will
Yeah, we were saying about the UV resistant bags. We definitely need those. And also we have to cover everything with tarps because we're going to, because the structures are small, we're hoping to cover them as soon as possible anyway. Yeah. We're not going to be doing like a huge building that's going to be standing in the sun.
Yeah.
We're going to do little ones at a time.
I think the bags we're getting are UV resistant anyway. The ones from wherever, which we won't say. Maybe when Thor learns not to eat and everything, I'll make a tiny garden. Oh, Britt,
you break my heart. You should totally do that. You should.
Yeah, and just so you know, Britt,
don't watch us for gardening experience because we are.
Unless you want to know what not to do. Like if you're like, I wonder what we should not do. You should actually talk to Mark because Mr. Richardson Reed's over there.
Mr. Show It Off in the garden.
Mr. Show It Off.
I'm just joking, Mark. I'm so jealous. I was like, look at these tomatoes. What the hell's going on here? And I was like, look at our garden. And everything's like, just dying in the corner.
Well, we have an ear of corn coming. So we will.
Yeah, we have.
If everything works right, touch wood, we will have one ear of corn to eat. That's my wife's green thumb. Well, she's got a lovely thumb.
She has. She's awesome. Maybe she should come over here and help us because we need help.
All she'll do is say, quit watering your succulents.
I can't even keep my cactus alive. That's not good, is it, in the desert?
No, but Britt, I was going to tell you that Fred is turning into like a complete psychopath now that we let him outside and he hunts stuff all the time. And I don't know if Thor would do the same thing, but Fred thinks his whole mission from sun up to sundown and then even after sundown is to hunt and kill things. And he's just not that good at it.
He's really bad.
But he is getting,
he caught a
catching
lizard
some
the other
kills.
day. He caught a lizard. I'm not joking. It was that big. It was pathetic. And I don't want him to kill lizards. I love lizards. Mice, I have a problem with the rats.
Yeah.
Because they're cute. But I can see that they're a huge problem. These little tiny lizards are probably eating a lot of bugs that are causing problems.
Yeah.
They might be eating the plants as well.
I fell asleep on the couch outside. And I woke up because I felt something crawling up my leg.
I know, Britt. It was
and
awful.
It was
seriously that big.
This thing was on my knee. I thought it was a fly because I didn't have my glasses on until I moved, and it was going like up my leg, and I was like, oh, oh, oh. And it was a baby lizard, and it flew off onto the little end table we have next to the couch, and a fly landed in front of it, and it just went. And just like started, and it just like swallowed this big fly that was like bigger than its head. And I was like, oh, the lizards are our friends. And like now it's like if Fred goes after lizards, I'm like they're the only things killing these flies because the fly traps, I don't know if they work or they don't.
They smell really bad and they suck.
Yeah.
So let's have a look here.
But he's trying and that counts. Yeah, I guess. And he always looks up trying to get like approval.
Oh,
like right now.
If you go, what's that?
It's hot as anything outside. And Fred's running around chasing stuff and going under the trailer chasing
nearly
stuff.
Dying of dehydration. He keeps coming in panting and gulping down loads of water and then he goes out again, doesn't he? He's like, you can't stop him. Bill said, oh no, it's Brit. I love when Zoe gets excited because the Yorkshire jumps out. It does. And also, I've been watching this new channel. It's not a new channel, but it's new to me. Hayes Outdoors.
And it makes her feel like she's back home.
Seriously.
Because he's a total idiot.
He's an idiot. He's lovely. He's from Whitby, which is on the northeast coast. And we used to go all the time as kids to Whitby. But he does like outdoor, like wild camping, wild swimming, bushcrafty kind of stuff. But mainly sitting... beer reviews and drinking red wine with his friend and cooking amazing meals on the thing. And he's just like, he's so Yorkshire. He's so like broad Yorkshire. He reminds me of, because I'm from near and North Yorkshire. So my accent's not as strong by any means, but he's really strong. But it's so much like a lot of people I've grown up with and it cracks me up. And it just makes me feel like I'm back at home just sitting listening to people talking crap.
Bye, Pendra.
Bye,
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Oh, what did she say?
That she is going today because she has work tomorrow and she'll see us next Sunday.
We'll look forward to it. And your things will be shipped very soon. Thank you. He's really, it just makes me feel more at home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very and he goes to beautiful places. He goes to the Lake District a lot, and just all of you. If you like outdoor stuff, you'll like it, won't you?
And you like the England chill. Like it's cold. All the places he goes to, it's freezing.
Yeah. Well, he's not very brave either. He goes in water all the time, and he's like, but he does go in like icy water, so I can't really comment. What else were we talking about?
Well, Mark says it's 65 degrees there today. So that's 2 people from Maine in beautiful weather.
Yeah.
So that's just great. No,
I did want to move to Maine. I said that last week.
Yeah, I talked to Mark about it too.
Somebody vetoed it.
I just said
Sorry
I
about
didn't
that.
want to live in the snow again.
I know, and I understand that. So we're like in an oven.
Yeah. But it's a fun oven. It's a fun bin.
It's the most fun bin.
A fun bin.
It's the most beautiful place. Nighttime, seriously, we sit outside and it's just, we have little like solar lights around and things, but the sky is just like immense. There's nothing there but stars and the moon. And the moon lights everything up, so it looks literally like you're on the moon.
When it's a full moon, it looks like you're on the moon out there. Like,
and everything's glowing silver. It's so weird. And the views all around are just like mountains in the distance with the sunrises and sunsets.
The sunsets are, we were talking to Shaylee about it, and we were like, oh, we've never had a bad sunset.
Seriously, every single night, it's stunning. People are going to be so sick of pictures of it, but we're just like, oh my God.
I know.
What?
We could be drinking a beer right now.
Yeah, we could. We haven't got any though.
Yeah,
they're so pretty. It's just gorgeous. But we want to get it the place so that we can actually utilize it and enjoy it more. You know.
Yeah.
That's just that. We just need to plan everything so that we can be in amongst that, because we've never spent that much time outside.
Yeah, I think it's hard because there's a part of us that's wanting to just plan how we're going to set everything up. But then you have to think about, well, we also want to be self-sufficient. So we need to make sure we're doing this, this, and that. But we also want to have animals to help us out with being self-sufficient. So we have to make sure we have this, 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 and that. And it's very easy to lose focus on what we're working on and then start working on something else, because right now there's just so much to do.
I think when you're sitting here as well, like, it's hard to know whether you go for like essentials or comfort so that you're in a better place mentally to decide what you want to do next, or practicality straight off. Like, one option is we could get chickens and everything now and, you know, all that kind of thing. But I'm worried about doing that until we're in a place that we can do everything efficiently. You know what I mean? Like,
we shouldn't be doing that.
Like, I think the way that we're looking now, if we do the shed, and the kitchen, the outside kitchen, I really want, like I was saying, I want the area out the front to be a covered area that's going to collect water and solar, so that we can have basic, you know, electricity usage in the kitchen area. Also have a sitting area, so if, you know, my parents come over, we have friends, or Shay and her friends are here or something, there's a proper kitchen table to sit round. But you can also use for like a workspace, you know, to have your laptop and everything that you can plug in out there. You know, like a useful area, but also maybe a comfy sitting area as well, because we have the seats that are just out there at the minute, and to have those in there where you can actually sit with a glass of wine and look over at the sun going down, you know, like a proper comfy area that we could even plug in the laptop and watch a movie or something out there. That would be heaven to me. I think that sort of social, communal, useful area outside, I think that's going to make, even in the winter time, get bundled up and be out in the fresh air kind of thing. I think that'll be hugely useful. And then, of course, we've got to think about like a bedroom area for us, a spare bedroom area, studios, workspace, office,
crops,
garden area, chickens.
Yeah.
So eventually it's going to be like a big compound made out of lots of little areas. That's what we're looking at, rather than a big build. Because then we can do it bit by bit without having to worry about not being able to finish something expense-wise.
Yeah.
You know, we can just do it as our funds allow.
So I think, like I was saying earlier, this week coming up, we might be ordering all of our stuff for the bags. So hopefully we'll be on that project really quick here, and hopefully things start picking up.
Yeah, we're going to be hopefully getting really into it. We're excited because we're sort of, we're itching to go, but we're dying from heat. we're hoping it's going to cool down a little bit so that we can get cracking. But even if we have to just put the temporary like sunshade over the area we're working, that would be amazing, just to give us that bit of relief while we're doing stuff, because I don't know how long I would be out there until I died.
As far as 95
and sunny.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But it's a cool 95.
You see, 95 here can range. If it's 95 with no breeze, it feels like you're in an oven.
Yeah.
But if there's a breeze, 95 is nice.
It's really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark says, what kind of predators do you have? There are coyotes, there are bobcats, and mountain lions, although we have not seen those. And I'm pretty sure they stick to the area behind Crom.
There's a big mountain range behind Crom, behind the two little hills that we have here. And the big mountain range goes up to Big Bear and all that kind of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's people in the build, like the living... It's like a sort of... There's just a collection of little farms and stuff over there, isn't there? And a couple over the other side.
Yeah.
And they're much closer to the mountains, and I think they're the ones that they've seen a lot of mountain lions and all that kind of thing. Because I think they probably stay nearer the mountains.
Yeah. Because
behind us, it's all just flat.
Yeah.
Like valley. And then over to the other mountains on the other side with a big freeway in the middle. Well, not freeway, a road in the middle of that. So I can see they'd probably be more interested being over that way.
For sure.
Yeah. Because
that's a lot of nothing to cross to get over to somewhere.
Yeah.
We also have owls, hawks.
Britt has mountain lions too. There's lots in Big Bear, isn't there? There's all sorts.
Yeah.
And bears. What else do we have? Rattlesnakes,
hawks, owls.
Coyotes.
Yeah, the coyotes are... We don't like coyotes.
I don't mind them. I don't blame them for stuff. It's just that they make you nervous with little dogs around. Especially when Nina goes through the fence and just goes off investigating herself. And that was the whole point of getting the fence.
Catamounts? Huh. We call mountain lions catamounts.
Really?
Never heard that before.
Catamounts.
We've had one snake that I know of. It was a red racer that just like walked by me.
Yeah, it was quite big, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really long.
Just slithered past, and you were talking to someone at the time, and they both sort of stopped and went. And he was like, "Wow, that's a big one." But that's the only snake we've seen so far. I don't mind snakes, lizards, all that kind of thing. I don't want
rattlesnakes because Fred is stupid and Fred will run right up to it trying to get it.
Yeah, we're a bit worried about that. Scorpions, I find them very interesting, but they don't touch wood. They don't.
We're doing a lot of wood touching right now.
We are.
You guys know that.
We haven't come across them at all, apart from nighttime, and they're in the burrows. The little ones are out and about, but they don't. So far, we haven't found any near us, have we?
Well, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people would think where we found them are quite near.
Yeah, they are near, but they're not like directly.
They're not in our shoes.
No, they're not in the trailer so far or anything like that.
Yeah.
That would freak me out. We haven't seen any spiders either. Tarantulas. We found a black widow yesterday around the cooking area, didn't you? So we're going to have to start.
And for anyone who knows about me, I got bit by a black widow a few years ago and didn't realize that's what it was. My foot swelled up to like a football, and
he's still got like a scar. It's like weird,
it's really
blackened
big
skin.
Yeah,
like it's really.
It just like rotted a piece of my flesh. But yeah,
it really did. It was horrible. It was in the car as well. You think, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was in the car and it like dropped when you were driving and bit you.
Yep. Wearing flip-flops, driving a car. It's why you're not supposed to wear flip-flops.
You can get Spidey powers.
No, I didn't. Dang it.
Well,
I don't know.
Unless Spidey powers are like getting really angry in parking lots. You maybe did, but then you've always had that.
Yeah.
Spidey power.
Well, I tried to scale the side of the building, but then 350 pounds against gravity. I need a lot of spider powers in order to make that work. But we also have Roadrunners, and Zoe hasn't seen one yet, and it's driving her crazy.
I'm so annoyed. She keeps going, oh, Roadrunner, missed it.
And apparently Roadrunners eat snakes.
Yeah, they do.
So, I don't know
one of the
if
locals said to leave hot dogs out for them, for Roadrunners.
if we notice snakes, if we put hot dogs out, Roadrunners will show up, and then they'll take care of the snakes.
Don't know how useful that information is.
Yeah.
Are we missing anything?
I'm on the web. That's actually really funny. Does Zoe miss the raccoons?
Yes, I really do. But to be fair, I only saw them once. Didn't I? I don't know where they went. I don't know. Maybe they were like a traveling circus troupe or something, because they do that sometimes. So.
Yeah, have circuses.
Yeah.
Little raccoon
Pass through
circuses.
rather than. But they were amazing, and they were so cute. And I know they're not cute. I know that they. Well, when I was like, "Hi," and they were like, I was like, might take a little bit of work.
Yeah, the snail is shockingly still alive.
I don't know
how.
I don't actually know, to be honest.
Really?
He hasn't moved for a few days.
Oh. I think you have like a snail jail. Like, I think that's like the worst life a snail could have.
Wow.
It doesn't do anything. It's in like a
well, we
little
can't
box.
get rid of him now because he's just going to dry up. This is a touchy subject. It is. Yeah, but it's true. I don't like having him in there, really. I would like a bigger place for him, and he vetoed it. He's like, we are not spending money getting a bigger...
There's nowhere to put it. Escargot. Don't say that. Brit speaking French. Ooh la la. But yeah,
not eating him, Brit. He's cute. We'll soon know. He honestly hasn't moved. I'm frightened to look.
I'm not.
You're horrible.
I'm horrible.
While Bill is here, Bill sent some videos, which are awesome. Thank you so much, Bill. I didn't answer on the thing because I want to be able to. And
I was driving Shay home, so I haven't seen them.
He hasn't looked at them yet, but I watched them. They such awesome ideas. Basically, for the Shay cloth that we have, Bill sent us a couple of videos where you can make clips to clip the Shay cloth onto a frame made out of PVC as well, which might be absolutely perfect to have as a temporary thing to move around, or just as a thing that we can attach to a scaffold of some kind.
Well, we have a bunch of PVC left from the water stuff.
And it's not that, honestly, the fittings for it, like the T-piece, so you can get a stabilized bit in the middle and all the corner pieces and stuff, are so cheap. They're just a couple of dollars, aren't they? Not even that for each one.
Yeah. And
we wouldn't need many of them for whatever. But the other video was using the top rail of fence panels, the top part, which is really solid, heavy duty metal. And his were 11 foot or something that he used, but he used L brackets to join it into a frame like that with just two sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stabilized it using over the top with an over the top bracket thing. And then he just basically used zip ties to attach the Shay cloth to it all. Because his point is he takes the Shay cloth down in the winter. He was in Phoenix, and he takes the Shay cloth down so that they get the full effect of the sunshine when it's cooler.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, in April, he put it back up and just zip tied it all. And obviously, but the PVC clips is just like the PVC 3/4 pipe, but sawed so that you can, and sanded down so you can clip it over the top and then pull it round to tighten the shade cloth. He's going to watch it after, but thank you so much, Bill, because that's opened my mind to, I mean, we could even do like the garden frame out of PVC pipe.
Okay.
With shade cloth over it, just as a temporary thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
That you can hammer down into the ground. Or cement.
All right.
So you've just opened our minds there, because we were thinking of buying the 4x4 timbers and stuff, which are like $12, $13 or something for each timber that we needed. That would be so much easier if we did it. Obviously, pipe degrades and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we could paint it or do something. Maybe if you paint it in metallic paint or something to reflect the sun on it. Something, I don't know, if you've got any ideas. But that would be like, even if it's just a temporary thing.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It really is. It really is. But that's like, it opens all kinds of possibilities up that we wouldn't
it really does.
have thought of. So we're going to watch those.
I'm excited.
I know, seriously.
Because I want to actually get... I want to have something up finished like by Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to have...
We start all these things and then we realise we haven't got just one little piece that we need, or... You know what I mean? And it's so frustrating because then we have to wait until we can afford to get certain little bits, you know, and it's just like annoying little things. But we start all these projects and we're like, dang it. So we're going to be the next thing that we've got are the raised beds. Because if we put that together, we could actually get some kind of frame and cover the whole top of it, you know, easily.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, we're going to plan stuff anyway, but the shed is definitely like a big, big priority. We want to get on that because getting the tent's falling to bits. It's turning into like shreds as we're looking at it.
Oh, yeah, Bill. I know that one.
What?
It was a War on Drugs advertisement. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
When was that?
Like
1970.
I had that
I can't
in the
read that.
80s.
Does it say 70 or 79?
70.
I've got my glasses. I don't know why I'm not looking at them.
She's just not looking. But yeah, so hopefully we could get that going. And
but thank you so much, Bill. Seriously, I never even thought of that. And that's like such a possibility. It was like when we had the water tank and we were like, how we're going to have to build a road. And we were like really stressed thinking what we were going to do.
Dude, you should have seen my stupid butt going out there digging up all this stuff because the guy told me to just like chop it up and put it under the dirt, you know, just to try to. And then the guy's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, oh. So that was a waste of time.
He was like, that's not going to work. And then he was like, what I was thinking though is to just get PVC pipe and run it to the road. And we were like, what? It was like a light bulb going off, wasn't it? Because we hadn't even considered that.
Yeah. As
you've probably realised, we have very little experience, but we're willing to learn and to listen to it, like more than willing to learn and listen, aren't we? And to just like try stuff.
And thinking outside the box is the way to go because like,
and hopefully it's
taking
useful to people.
Tank to the street instead of bringing the truck to the tank.
Yeah.
Like that was brilliant. Like I was like, I can't believe we didn't think of that. That was like a big one.
It was. We were just like, oh my God, we could actually do it. There she goes. Oh, she slipped. Okay. What else do we have to talk about?
That's about it.
Is it?
Yeah.
We must have other things to talk about.
Do we?
Yeah.
Like what?
The pool.
Okay. Talk about the pool, babe.
Well.
Your breath is horrible.
We now have got down to, we have a pool cover ordered, you'll be pleased to know. When and if it arrives is going to be something to watch out for. But at the minute, the pool is probably about that deep, you think?
Yeah.
Probably about that deep, and the whole bottom of it is covered in sand. So, we've talked about this loads of times, but basically we've got two options. You can either use, we haven't got two options, there are two options, where you can get a hose, like a vacuum head, that you attach to your long extendable pole that you use with the net to clean out the pool, and you put your hose on there, your garden hose, and the pressure from the hose, you know, acts as a thing so you can get right round and it cleans it all out into a bag. I think that's the general thing. Or the other option is you get the same like cleaning head onto your pole, but then you use your pump with one of the, you know, excuse me, a long sort of corrugated tubing that attaches to the pump, and you can use that and it goes through the pump system. So I think we're going to have to use that.
We're going to have to do the second one because we don't have enough pressure.
There's literally, it's like a dribble because it's gravity fed, the hose, and I just don't think it would have any effect whatsoever.
It's more than a dribble, but it's not strong enough to do anything like that.
No, it's not going to be able to. But I'm worried that the pump isn't strong enough either, and I think it probably is. It comes out quite like there's quite a lot of pressure on it coming out, isn't there? Mm-hmm. But we've tried with the stocking thing, and I think it has. I mean, there's stuff in there all the time. It works
a lot better than what we were doing before.
Yeah,
so
it definitely works. But that's the thing that's going to have to collect all the stuff that's going through the pump.
Can't we just use the bag that's for the vacuum and hook that up to it?
I don't know if it comes with that. Yeah, maybe it will if we buy something that has all the cleaning kit.
Yeah.
But I think even that bag, there's people saying very fine sediment goes through the bag. So I think we might have to put a lot of people were saying if you get like very fine stockings and attach that, put that inside the bag as well, so that collects all the sediment.
That would be good.
If anybody has any other, he said he figures we were too young. We're not too young, Bill. We're not as young as you. Not as young as we look, are we?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You might not believe it, but I am older than 22 years old.
So, that's the other plan. We really need to get that because I want to be able to use the pool right up until the last.
You want to be able to use it until you jump in it and it's just a big frozen chunk of ice and you just bounce off and slide.
Yeah. It's not going to happen. I like the idea of being able to cool off in there in nice, clean water.
It's so helpful.
Honestly. And just to be able to, if we're doing garden work or something, to be able to just get in there and cool off and then get going again, that's going to make a huge amount of difference instead of, having to use,
It's just crazy because before I was going out there doing stuff pretty much all day. Because I would just get in, get out, and go do something, get in, get out. And now I can't be out there for more than a half hour before I'm in here for...
Just pouring with sweat. It's just
so awesome. Bill, if we got a slip and slide here, this is what would happen. We would have it, we'd put it out, I'd go running and then go slide on it. And then this weird stick would be coming up through the thing and it would slice me right down the middle.
Wow. It would.
No, because we thought this was okay. Because another thing we have to do, we have to pick the pool up and go under and pick up some things that were a bit sharp that we didn't catch.
We went over it so many times, raking it and looking and feeling bits and all that kind of stuff. But there's just these tiny root bits which is just under the surface, which you can't see. You don't think it's a problem, but when you press on it, they're like little daggers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it's just all the creosote roots and stuff that are left underneath. But we need to do that.
I mean, it might even just be a rock. I don't know.
What the hell is a water wiggle?
I think it's those things where it's like this and it's got little noodle hair and you turn it on and so it's flapping all over the place and squirting water at everybody.
That would be nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, seriously, anything like that.
I wouldn't mind crocodile.
Oh, it's like a massive Zen garden. Well, that's what we're hoping for, Britt. Eventually, it's going to be...
Britt, if you want to come over here and rake sand to, find inner peace, knock yourself out. We got so much.
Seriously, you could rake...
For days.
For the rest of your life. It is, though. It's exactly like that. But we need also, we've pulled a lot of the plants and the vegetation out, but we've left
I want to pull more because I want to actually like plant trees and stuff like
I know,
that.
and we probably will, but I'm worried about the creosote. I know it has problems with plants growing next to it, but we're not actually planting anything directly in the soil. And I would rather there was something holding a bit of the soil together.
Because you think if we take them out, it'll just be the Dust Bowl here, right?
Well,
Whenever
I
one
know,
comes by.
it's just very, like, unstable, and there's nothing holding everything together, is there?
Take care, Bill.
Thank you very much, Bill. See you soon. What does that say?
Bye, Bill.
Oh, company showed up. What was I saying there? I can't remember.
I lost it.
Are you all right? You've gone all like...
Yeah.
He's gone all like... dopey. It's very hot in here, guys.
It's a little warm.
Yeah.
If the plant is creosote, it sounds scary. Oh, that's what you were talking about, planting stuff.
Yeah, the bushes all around are creosote bushes. That's what they're called. I think... Do they have creosote in them?
I don't know. I love them. They burn like
They burn
crazy.
really well. You could even... Someone... Was it Bill told you could burn the green, you know, the leafy bits
it
even?
Totally goes
because
up.
there's a lot of oil in the leaves, so maybe it's like something to do with that.
Yeah.
But the problem is they have like a chemical in the root system that inhibits other things growing. Well, this is what people say, that inhibits things growing around it so that they can have the monopoly on the soil. But I was reading about it, and someone said there was a study saying that there's certain things that can live underneath and all this kind of thing. So I don't know how it is. It could be in the leaves as well, so that whatever you plant around, they do have like little grasses and things that grow on the surface, but there's no other big structures really, are they? It's all just the bushes. They're like the main plant. But people warn you to be careful if you're growing vegetables and stuff in the ground next to it, because this thing inhibits, it's a growth hormone or something that inhibits the growth of other plants. But I think if we're doing stuff in raised beds and stuff, it shouldn't be a problem. And I like having the idea of the plants being like just like a structural thing in amongst the buildings that we're going to have eventually, because they're pretty and I've got little lights in them, haven't I? And that makes all the difference to me. I like pretty lights. Britt knows what I'm talking about. She likes my little twinkly lights.
Crinkly?
Twinkly lights.
There you go.
Pretty twinkly.
Yeah.
I actually found the other day there was some stars that are solar lit, like stars that big kind of thing.
Okay.
That you can hang up. They might look pretty in the bush.
Why would there be stars in the bush? That doesn't make sense.
Because I put them in there. They look pretty. Like glow stars. Kind of. No, they're like proper on a wire, like proper twinkly lights, but with like, you know, like a plastic thing around, so they just glow. So they're all like proper twinkly lights.
Can you design a drip system for the raised beds?
Yes.
There's plenty of stuff we can get
Britt. I'm going to.
for that. What?
I just did a really weird wink. I want my twinkly lights, starlights.
I thought you were gonna do them in there.
No, they're the glow lights. In my bunk bed, the roof's like, it's like being in a coffin. And I want those little luminous stars to put on the top so I can look and pretend. Because I had them in my bunk bed when I was a kid, and I used to love them. Go on, carry on about your drip system.
No, I mean, there's like drip hoses you could get. And what we want to do with each structure is to have its own rain collection system and water containment. So, like, for the garden, there would be an area that's collecting water that's just for the garden. And so that'll all be set up to that to where it could drip.
Yeah.
On that.
This is why we're trying to do lots of smaller buildings, because that way we can build things very close by the areas that we need things. So, you know, we'd have like a little maybe storage shed or something, or a roof over the compost bins or something, which will be next to the garden area, so that the water that we collect from that we can use without having to carry stuff all over the place.
Yeah, or have to pipe everything all over the place.
And also we want like a little washroom, because our little washing machine, you all might have seen it on other videos, but it's designed for like RVs and campers and all that kind of thing, and it's basically just a washer and a spinner, and it's very small and you can lift it and move it around. But we want, like, at the minute, the wastewater that comes from that, I've got it up on like a table because it's like a gravity thing as well. But when you drain it or spin anything, the water comes out of the pipe and into a 5-gallon jug. So we use that and we water it. I'll put it on the compost, or we water stuff with it, because I use the proper degradable soap. But we want eventually to have like a proper little washroom. You know, just like a shed area with the washing machine in it, and like some surfaces so that I can actually put baskets with washing, because at the minute I'm just piling things everywhere. There's no like order to it.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. But if I have everything contained in them, we can also keep, I don't know, supplies and chicken feed or whatever, that kind of thing in it. But that will have a roof, so we can collect water, and also have a solar panel on there to run the washing machine from, at a separate location. And then we saw on this, I can't remember what he's called, the guy who designs all the water usage.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
I can't either. But this guy, we watched a video where he has like pipes, PVC pipes, running to different trees in his garden from there, very close round.
Yeah.
But he has like the pipe that labeled each one, and then each time he like empties a load of washing machine, he moves the pipe along so that the drainage comes out of there and, waters
one of the trees.
Each one of the trees nearby with the thing, which would be fantastic. And we were like, we need to do that. That would be brilliant. And the idea of us doing small buildings in different areas means that we can have that, we can put them where we need them, rather than having to do loads of pipes from one structure.
Because like right now, we already have too much pipe running around, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of ridiculous. Do you use fabric to mulch to avoid losing water? Or wait, do you use fabric to avoid losing water in the soil, or mulch? Right now, we're using a mulch. We're doing like pine shavings and
wood shavings,
whatever kind of like dead plant material that's coming off of the plant. But and that actually seems to be working quite well.
There's a couple of things that haven't got the mulch on, and they dry out so much quicker, don't they, that it's really effective. So we'll probably use that. We do have, when we clear areas, there's a lot of the dry grasses and things, isn't there? Like
the tumbleweeds.
Yeah, tumbleweedy stuff and things that will be good as well, I think, to put around trees and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, even the hay is working, like the straw is working amazing on the compost bins, because like I'm getting mushrooms growing out of them.
It's a big
No, where's Fred? Oh, yeah. Do I have to go shoot it?
No, there's a big hole.
I'm shooting everything.
We had a big grasshopper thing chirping in the tree the other day, and he gave up and used his flip-flop. He had like 3 attempts with his slingshot, and he was just like, dang it, got his flip-flop off. And then Fred panicked and ran off, because every time you think, he's never done anything with his flip-flop in his life, but Fred's terrified of it.
Yeah.
Because he takes it off when he's in trouble. He takes his flip-flop off and like slams the couch or something with it, doesn't he? Yeah. And he's like, oh, he's terrified of him. So that's another plan. It's just, there's so many things that we need to do. But in actual fact, when we get going, like, I don't think it's going to take as short a time as somebody does. But I think it'll be pretty It'll be faster than I think it is.
All of our structures are going to look like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Don't say that. Why will they? Because you'll be like,
It's fine.
it's fine, straight enough. And I'll be like, nearly having a... You want to see the level we have at the minute? It's like that big. Like, how is that any use to anything? I do not know. So that's one of the things we need to get.
Not come in my house.
The flip-flop assassin. Exactly.
Yeah. You won't stop eating them. Oh, you just gotta...
I was eating flip-flops.
Fred ate your flip-flops.
Yeah, he did. He
When-
had loads of flip-flops.
Yeah. Not mine.
Not,
Yours.
not anymore.
Yeah.
He's terrified of them.
Flip-flops are the devil. You have to just like pick them up and smack them on things and make a really loud noise.
Yeah, they do. He also used to whap spiders with them, didn't he, on the ceiling? Because we couldn't reach the ceiling, and if there was a spider sitting on it, he'd throw it up to like get rid of the spider, and Fred was absolutely terrified of that as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, Fred's not the best example because
Yeah.
he's terrified of literally everything.
Our
apart from
old
lizards.
landlord was probably like, how were they walking on the ceiling? Because it was so high. In my old house, my wife is my height. Not one side of the kitchen. Not in my old house, my wife is my height.
Really?
Not one side of the kitchen.
Was it all like...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ground's not level.
Wow. Our house, I'm thinking this is going to be...
The thing that breaks us up. The thing that makes her go, why the... Am I in the middle of the desert with this crazy brash American?
with a hammer. Because that's literally the only tool that you're happy, comfortable using.
No, I'm not. I'm not even comfortable
hammer it.
using that.
I'll hammer it.
Just using a slingshot. I'll slingshot nails into the wood.
You think he's joking? Seriously, it's terrifying. I'll hammer it. It'll be fine.
And it usually is.
It's not going to be enough for metal. What are you going to do with metal?
I don't know. Tie it.
You know, just rig it together with a...
Duct tape. We got this. It'll be fine.
My granddad was what we called a bodger, where he was the classic. He had a garden shed full of crap, and he'd just go, "Oh, I think I've got something I could use for that." And he'd go in and he'd just cobble something together.
That's how you do it.
And my dad was like, "What are you doing, Dad? What's this? It's not a little work." That's what he's like. And I'm like, I don't want to go in and everything just fall down all
It's
the
not
time.
going to fall down.
What do you think, guys?
Like, why would we make something that's going to fall down?
Yeah, exactly. Why would we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we're on the same page.
It's not going to take 2 weeks.
We
to
don't
build
want
a
our house to fall down. I'm not making a house. I'm making a room. It'll be fine. You guys will see. It'll be fine.
You have witnesses. All these people are witness to your promises. So when you say, 2 weeks, fine. Does that all the time.
Well, I mean, we'll have the structure up.
Oh, are you moving the goalposts?
Well, no. I'm not moving the goalposts, but I told you from the beginning that, like, just the floor is a week of just waiting and letting it get wet and dry and letting it get wet and dry.
Mm-hmm.
But the structure
The
itself,
structure itself, okay.
it'll be sound.
Yeah?
Week, 2 weeks tops. My dad knocked down our old barn by pulling something out of it and running for his life. That's all you need to do.
There we go. My granddad, seriously.
And you just have to
he
make
was
sure
good
you're
at saying-
standing where the window or the doorway is. So when the wall does fall, it just goes around you.
My granddad bought my... Actually, I don't think he even bought it. I think he went out to show my brother how to use the slingshot and put the kitchen window out. And my brother was like, "Granddad!" You know, like, and he was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's just, I haven't got the elastic's not quite worked in yet." Yeah.
It'll be fine. Yeah. We don't have to, like, really... There's nothing really to tear down So that should be easy. We got this. I just like seriously, like ever since before we moved out here, it's like we just wanted to start building.
I know, we're so excited.
So it's like, oh, it's just.
It's so frustrating because we just want to get going,
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing because I think we need, like, I think if we just go at stuff, we're more likely to mess it up.
That's not true. It's not.
We have to plan stuff. Like, I know this sounds silly, but when you have a completely clean slate, we have 5 acres of land. And the trailer isn't where we wanted to put it originally because he popped a tire coming in, didn't he?
Not me, the guy bringing the trailer.
It just on one of the bushes. So we kind of had to leave it where it was. So it's not in the exact place that we were envisaging to start off with because we were thinking of places for views and all stupid little stuff like that. So this is kind of like set us off in a certain plan as to where we're putting other stuff in relation to the trailer. Does that make sense? Which is different to what it would have been if it's like that way instead of like that way, if you see what I mean. It was going to be more there and it's this way. So that's kind of altered a little bit of the
layout.
Yeah, because I know it sounds like silly, but the views and everything is so important to us. And my favourite view at the minute that you can see out the back windows here is blocked by the trailer. So when we have the actual kitchen and stuff where I want it to be, you can only see in one direction really.
Do you want to move the trailer?
I don't know if we can.
Well, we could if you want.
How?
Pull it. Let's see. What about a year? Do they work there? They do, I believe. The reason why we're not going that route is because with the earth bag structures, the insulation is so much because like we're talking like
it's like
basically like a foot or so of like just concrete. It's not concrete, but you get the idea. And so in the summer it stays cool, in the winter it stays warm. For
the desert, I think it's going to be the best plan for bedroom areas and that kind of thing, because living in a tin shack is so, like, in the winter we're going to have problems.
Like a lot of people live in shipping containers out here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it.
They must have walls inside and it insulated in between. They must have.
It is just
because it's going to, at night time in the winter time, it's going to be cold in here. We have a caravan, like I keep saying, but in England we don't have we do have parks where you live, but mainly they're like holiday parks where you go and you have like a little home from home, and they're called static caravans there, and we've always had those. We've, like, since I was 10 years old, we've had a caravan that we go up to, and it's like, I don't know, maybe 30 or 35 foot long, something like that. And it's like a proper little home, you know, with a double bedroom and a bunk bedroom that my dad's converted into an office now, which is really nice. But in the wintertime, they close it down from, like, I think the end of October until the end of March, maybe, something like that, or the end of November, something like that anyway. But they shut it down over the winter months because there's just, with people not coming up all the time or living in them, they're coming up for weekends or holiday weeks or stuff. There's too many problems with the lack of insulation. It's freezing cold and the pipes freeze. So when my mum and dad leave at the end of October or whenever it is, they drain all the water pipes and do all like a winterization before they leave. So how we're going to be in the winter here with water pipes and all that kind of thing, I honestly don't know. I think we're going to have to get insulation, you know, like the foam.
On the pipe out there, or just bury it? Because the only thing I'm worried about is that pipe, because that pipe has probably like 50 gallons of water in it when like just sitting in between the time.
Yeah, we got when we bought them, the lady that we bought it from Home Depot was like, you need to bury it like a good 8 inches to avoid the frost. I don't know if that's going to be good enough or whatever, but I'm talking about, are there any exposed pipes under the trailer? Because they need covering in like the foam pipe.
Oh, I don't know.
Foam
I'm sure
stuff
there is.
Yeah, because at the caravan, my dad did that with all the foam insulation, with the split along that you could just put over. But still, it's going to be a problem, I think. So that the earth bag, the whole idea of that is that you're in a comfortable temperature, whatever the season kind of thing.
When the truck was there for like 3 days. No, that was our moving truck.
That was the moving truck.
That was awful.
What a disaster.
And then containers are awesome up here. Can't imagine them in the desert. Yeah, I don't know. Like they're everywhere.
They're so beautiful though. They really can make some gorgeous structures.
Some people have done some really inventive and really cool things with them out here. But I just like being in here is one thing, but being in a shipping container, I don't know how you would do that here.
I think if you had the money to do it and install a proper AC system and all that kind of thing, you could do it really nice. But I think with our budget and the way that we want to do things and the flexibility, the fact that we can build small structures where we need them, that is going to be so much more insulated, with the option to have like either a dome structure or a flat roof, which obviously isn't going to be as insulated. The whole point of the dome is it's all solid earth bags right up to the top where you can have a skylight, or a window in the top or whatever. Or sometimes they just cover it up completely, don't they, and have windows in just at the bottom or whatever. But because we need the water storage, I think that's going to be more useful for us to be able to do it, especially for the shed and things that it doesn't matter so much about.
All of the piping and electrical that we want to have exposed pipes, but we want it to like look nice,
there's a lot of things that we watch with lovely copper piping and things that they have on the outside, so obviously it's easier to get to if you have any issues with stuff, but it looks really nice as well. You can get the red garden hose taps and things you can get. I love those as a tap idea.
Yeah. Let's see. Mark said, I have a light near some pipes that are prone to freezing. So it's just like a light, just like a normal light bulb, and the heat from the light bulb keeps the pipes from freezing.
You can get like heat lamps as well that you could use, but I don't know how much that would use like electricity wise and stuff, but it would be worth it overnight.
Yeah.
Just like a infrared, like a red lamp.
So you could live like in Stephen King's The Dome.
Yes.
Britt, have you read that? Is that any good? I heard before that book came out, I saw a video where Stephen King read the first chapter of it in front of some group of people. Gives off heat. Heat lamps might be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they could be. With the stuff here, I think it's okay, but when you're talking about underneath the trailer, I didn't even think about that. But the only thing is, that bothers me, I guess if we just bury it deep enough, it'll be fine. We just have 300 feet of PVC pipe going out to the road for when the water delivery comes. And if that thing froze and cracked,
that would suck.
Yeah, that would just be awful.
There's also a bit that is above ground that goes up to the tank. So I don't know what we do with that. I think maybe we would have to get the foam insulation stuff to wrap around there. Yeah. And that might work.
Yeah, that should be okay.
But we also thought, my dad even suggested building an earth bag kind of protection around the tank itself, just to protect it, because at the minute it gets warm, doesn't it? The water's always warm. We don't use it. Usually we fill water bottles and put them in the freezer, so we've always got cold water, so it's not a huge issue. But when you're in the shower and you can't, the other day I couldn't actually get into the shower, it was too hot. and there's
It was
no way of cooling.
crazy.
It was hot, just from
Like
being in the
that.
pipe.
That was the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times it's hot, but it'll like cool down once you get past the pipe water and get to the tank water. But that entire time,
it was
red
just
hot.
It was red hot. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you can do hay bales.
What's that?
Hay. Like the bale of hay I got out there.
Yeah. What for?
For insulation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We actually could do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
We need something, but we were thinking it might be if we can work out. Oh, he's Fred. If we could work out how to do it so that we have an area of water collection above it as well, so that would make it twice as useful. So it's protecting us from the heat of the thing, protecting it from freezing in the winter time, but also providing like a water collection source. That would be amazing. But that's not a huge priority yet. I don't think. I think the other thing. Why are you growling? What's wrong with you?
Like the big plan is
Oh,
I think
get in on this show.
2,000 square feet would be awesome.
we watched a guy called Handyman. It's like hand and then double E. Is it?
Are you talking about that dude or the Homesteadonomics?
Homesteadonomics. There's two different guys who do a lot of water collection.
Yeah.
But we watched the guy Handyman is out in Arizona, and he basically did a giant. How much land have they got?
I don't know, but that was a pretty big one. I think it was like 1,800 square feet.
It was basically like a huge frame that he made like on a higher, like a bit of higher land from their home. They've got like a tiny home, haven't they? But he basically does like a lot of water collection, which I don't know where he's going to put it all.
Yeah, like it almost seems like they don't even have enough.
No, there's way because they have like monsoon seasons, don't they? In Arizona.
Yeah.
But this was like huge. It was like a football field almost. No, it wasn't, but it felt like that. All of like corrugated steel, with like a collection pipe that ran all the way down the hill and into his tanks. And he had like 4 tanks worth.
Yeah.
So even like like a little flash rainstorm, it was like overflowing with water from it.
Yeah.
And obviously we haven't got the space. We could if we wanted to, but we wouldn't have any room for anything else. But
I think we would.
We thought
I know you think that, but I don't.
I don't know. But I like the idea of having lots of little areas of water collection, which obviously isn't as effective as a whole. But if we have smaller containers where we need them, I think that might work just as well.
Yeah. You put the hay bales around your foundation in the winter. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that would work.
That'd be fine. I don't know
That's
how
a really
much
good
of a
idea.
frost we're going to get here.
Well, I know that they had snow and everything last year, and and everybody who we've talked to were like, "Oh yeah, you've got to cover the pipes with the frost." So I know it's like a thing. We can't just
not do it.
We can't just hope it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully it won't be too big an issue. And obviously it's like it's going to warm up through the day, so it's not going to be like a solid, like, frost-bound thing where it's just stuck all day.
I think they said a foot.
Okay.
Mark says our frost goes 4 feet.
Oh my god.
Because they were just saying 8 inches, right?
Yeah, they were saying 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches would be fine. So
I don't think we get high. I mean, 4 foot I can fully imagine up there because you get a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Like we're talking. I think they maybe just had a couple of days where there was like a little bit of snow, and it
I don't
melts.
even think it was that much. It was just like a sprinkling.
No, I was watching one of the girl over in wherever it was, Joshua Tree, and there they had quite a bit. But I think it would last like 2 minutes, and then it's gonna melt.
Yeah.
Because it seems to like warm up quite much through the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But again, we need to learn all these kind of things. We're probably going to learn from trial and error. Is it too hot?
Yes.
Yeesh.
Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out today.
Yes, thanks so much, everybody. Are we going to aim for 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
We're going to aim for 12
good.
o'clock each
Pacific time.
each Sunday. What else have we got going on?
Nothing. We got to start putting stuff together. So we'll be showing you guys all that.
Well, we've got to get them first, so God knows how
Well,
we're going to do
no, not
it.
just that, but like the beds, the shade cloth. Like, we have a lot of stuff to be working on.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So, wish us luck.
Luck!
We will need it. And thank you all so much for hanging out and commenting. We love you. Seriously, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye!
Bye.